Hello boys and girls, this is Mrs. Martin and welcome to Story Time. Today we are going to be reading the book Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type. It's written by Doreen Cronin and illustrated by Betsy Lewin. If you look really closely at the book, at the cover of the book, you might notice that this book has a silver medal on the front, a silver sticker. And this silver sticker means that the book was awarded with something called the Caldecott Medal. Every year, the American Library Association picks one book to award it with the Caldecott Medal, and then it picks a couple of other books to be what's called Caldecott Honor Books. The medals sort of work like the Olympics, where the winner, the first place winner, has a gold sticker on the book, and the second place winners, like Click Clack Moo Cows That Type, have the silver medal on the front. And the reason that this book was awarded a medal was it was awarded and honored for its amazing illustrations. So pay careful attention to the illustrations as we enjoy the story Click Clack Moo Cows That Type. What a silly idea. Cows that type. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type. Written by Doreen Cronin. Pictures by Betsy Lewin. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click clack moo, click clack moo, clickety clack moo. If you take a close look at Farmer Brown's expression, can you guess at how he's feeling? He's pretty unhappy. At first, he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that type? Impossible. Click clack moo, click clack moo, clickety clack moo. Then he couldn't believe his eyes. There was a note. It read, "Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows." It was bad enough the cows had found the old typewriter in the barn. Now they wanted electric blankets? "No way," said Farmer Brown. "No electric blankets." So the cows went on strike. They left a note on the barn door. It said, "Sorry, we're closed. No milk today." "No milk today?" cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Maybe you can help me out with this part. Click clack moo, click clack moo, clickety clack moo. The next day, he got another note. "Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows." Now we're going to pause there for a minute, friends, because when we're reading stories, a reading strategy that I like to use is making predictions while reading. I like to stop throughout the book and think about what I think might happen next. So making a prediction is when you make a guess about what you think will happen next. So if you can take a minute right now, if you can pause the video and ask yourself, what do you think will happen in this story? What will Farmer Brown do? How will the cows get their blankets? Will the cows get their way? Or will Farmer Brown get his way? Think about what you think might happen in this story. And then return to the video because we have to see how this is going to turn out. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left a new note on the barn door. Closed. No milk, no eggs. "No eggs!" cried Farmer Brown in the background. No eggs, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard them. You can help me with this part again. Click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. It's fun to say. Cows that type, hens on strike. Who ever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. Duck knocked on the door early next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note. It read, Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside the barn door, and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. Well, Farmer Brown decided that this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for the duck to come back with the typewriter. The next morning, he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, clack, quack. And that's the end of Click, Clack, Moo. On the last page there, we get an idea of whether the ducks got their way too. It looks like they did, in fact, get that diving board. Poor Farmer Brown, having to give in to the ducks and the hens and the cows who all have these demands. I hope you enjoyed Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type by Doreen Cronin with illustrations by the award-winning Betsy Lewin. Now is a good time to ask yourself if any of your predictions were correct, boys and girls, and to remember that you can use that reading strategy whenever you're reading with mom or dad or by yourself. So until next time, this is Mrs. Martin signing off. Take care, boys and girls. Bye-bye.